Hey, how's it going, guys? We are on another adventure. This is going to be a multi-day trip. This is a week-long trip to Scotland again. It is a separate trip from the last video. This one is a road trip. We are going to be doing the NC500, or the vast majority of it anyway. We are starting today on the Balmoral estate, the Queen's second home, and the weather's pretty Scottish, as you can tell. It rained all the way here, and luckily it stopped raining as we got here, so we got a nice little trek up to the pyramid, Prince Albert's Cairn, just over there. And yeah, so as this is a road trip, it's probably only fair if we introduce you to our machine that's going to be taking us along the coast of Scotland. So let me spin you around and we'll see you in the car park. And with the power of basic video editing and rotary power, we're now in the car park. So we have choice of two cars really, other than potentially renting, in terms of what to use for this journey. Joe has a Skoda Estate, which is brilliant, takes a lot of stuff. We would have been able to just pack anything and everything we wanted. It's very comfortable, it's quiet, diesel. Yeah, just really nice car. Would have been perfect for this journey. Or alternatively, if you've seen our last video, not last video, but probably the one before that from EV Festival, you would have probably you would have caught a glimpse of my new Peugeot E208, which is just a little electric hatchback, which needs recharging essentially every 120-140 miles really around here, because it's quite hilly in Scotland. Very small, and yeah, couldn't really pack too much stuff, and we do tend to take a lot of stuff, including camera gear and so on, so not too much in terms of clothes, but other clutter really. So so obviously we've taken the little electric Peugeot. So we are now towards the top of Cairngorms. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah, heading towards Inverness now. Late hour dinner again. Yesterday we had our dinner booked in to a local restaurant thing for 7 o'clock. I think we ended up getting there for 8:45 instead, but luckily they had space, so we got fed. And today we had it booked for 6 o'clock, and we just rescheduled it for 8 o'clock, but luckily they had spaces. My hair's getting in the way. But anyway, yeah, the car's charging. Is very simple. Pull up, plug in, tap the like a contactless card thing that you get for the network. It charges your account automatically, and it charges the car nice and simple, and we'll be off in, well, about 15 minutes from the time that we pulled up and plugged in. So yeah, doesn't take too long. So yeah, we're gonna leave it here for today, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow when we're leaving Inverness and heading up north. Okay, it's now the following day. We have had a good night's sleep, and it is partially due to this amazing place we stayed at. Now, I would only really mention a place if I was really impressed. I am genuinely impressed with this place. We stayed at this lovely B&B really, I would say, in this beautiful house built in the early 1900s, which is set in this essentially woodland with this beautiful large lawn at the back, which sadly we're not really going to get to experience too much because we have to get going because we're on a tight schedule. But I would definitely recommend that if you are thinking of doing the NC500, do come and stay here. It's by Inverness, which is essentially a start of the NC500. The hosts are wonderful, very warm, very wonderful, very helpful. They even let me charge my car overnight, which was more than appreciated because it means that we can leave with a nice full battery in the morning. Yeah, big thumbs up. Okay, so the first stop of the proper trip, if you like, is Rogie Falls, which is only about, I think it was about 20 miles from the wonderful B&B that we stayed at. That, by the way, I'll stick a link in the description below so you can go and stay there as well. They haven't paid us to promote them or anything. We've paid for it, so yeah, not biased in any way. I just really liked it there. So yeah, waterfalls coming up. The main path taking you down to the waterfall is nice and even, relatively flat, nice and wide, so anybody can get to the main viewpoint even if you've got mobility restrictions. So even if you're on the wheelchair, you will be able to get there quite easily. So definitely go and check that out. It's only probably about a 3-minute walk from the car park, if that. And then going from the main viewpoint to the left, there's a narrower path, which is a little bit more of a regular hike, if you like, but again, very short but very enjoyable. Loads of pictures to be taken around here. Sadly, we don't really have the time, but we are thinking of doing another trip at some point, staying at that B&B that I mentioned loads of times probably by now. And just doing day trips, because in this woodland here you could, you could probably spend the best part of a day just taking photographs and having an amazing time. Right, we were going to stop over at Dunroban Castle, however, because we are running a bit late, we're going to do that on a separate trip. And we are going to head straight to John O'Groats now and just see if we want to stop off somewhere along the way. Let's go! Okay, John and Grode's tick. It's pissing it down. We've taken a picture, but yeah, the camera's soaked, and yeah, so just ticking this thing off. We are now going to be dashing over for dinner. We saw a boat pull into the harbour, which is just there off the shore. You can't really see. Well, actually, just there. You can see seals, right? Joe can see seals. Let me think. Is it working? Oh, I thought that the camera broke for a minute because it's raining and it's just dripping wet. That deck cat on the mic is a wet, really wet cat at the minute. But no, there's a sensor at the back that just got dripped on. But yeah, Joe just was saying that she could see seals out in the distance. She's got binoculars. But yeah, as I was saying, off for dinner, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Ooh, it's breezy out there. Hands recording from the car. We just plugged in for a little charge whilst we stopped for a loo break. As you can tell, this is what you get when you go in a small car. Everything's in the boot and on the back seat. The car, the Joe's just come out, so we'll be unplugging and carrying on. But the roads are brilliant. Some of the tarmac's a little bit broken up, but the scenery is wonderful. So yeah, definitely recommend it. We're sort of halfway along the north coast now. Now we will be heading over for Smoo caves, which are towards the end of sort of northern part. But because it's been raining for the last few days, we're not sure if they will be open, because it does say on there that if it rains too much, then they do flood completely and you can't go into a proper tour. So we'll see about that. But yeah, so far so good. Really enjoying it. The last B&B that we stayed at, Airbnb kind of place, really nice. And they had a pot point, so untethered. So yeah, we just plugged in and the car was nice and full when we got up. Joys of electric driving. Right, yeah, we'll check in with you guys at the next stop. Ooh, back from the little walk down to the Smoo cave. As you can tell by the angelic glow around my head, it's wet. The weather's quite rough out there. So yeah, we went for, I don't know, maybe 15-minute walk down to the cave, had a quick look inside. Obviously the tools are off because it's got a bit of a monumental waterfall inside of it right now. So yeah, I'm not surprised that the tools are off, but you can still go and have a look. So yeah, still worth a visit even if the conditions aren't conducive to the actual tour inside. So I think we would like to revisit at some point to actually go on a tour, but it was still worth a drive down. Now the next stop is the Chocolate Mountain, so we'll see you there.
Okay, so this one is dark chocolate with malt whiskey. You just want the face, don't you?
Yeah, go on. Good chocolate. Thumbs up on the little chocolates. Hot chocolate test. Very creamy. It's alright. It's not too sweet. So if you like your hot chocolate really sweet, this isn't for you, but I think it's alright. Yeah. Thumbs up. You probably can't see me too well because it's late now. It's 6:30, so the sun's gone down. But we've gone out. We're basically on the way back from the restaurant takeaway place where we had dinner today, and we've basically just driving very slowly to just enjoy the scenery. The weather cleared up. It's not raining for a change, so we're just taking our time, and it appears that this is the best time to see stags and deer, and they're just by the sides of the road, but obviously you've got to be careful not to scare them off. And yeah, there's just some literally up ahead, so yeah, don't Don't waste the time at your BNB, just make sure to spend your time out and about, because there's always different things to see depending on what the conditions are, what time it is, and so on. So yeah, make the most of it.